We're here in Ice Arena, Wales on the day that the Elite League have suspended competition indefinitely up until no December start now, and I'm here with Cardiff Devils Managing Director Todd Kelman. And Todd, a disappointing day for the Elite League, but seemingly there was no other option the league could have taken.
No, I think we all saw it coming. It's tough. It's tough when you finally hear about it, but the reality is, we're mid-September here. We haven't really gotten any further with the potential of having crowds in the building, and that we talked when we first talked about this, we needed 8 weeks to 6 to 8 weeks to get going, and that would kind of be a October start. But I mean, there's more local lockdowns happening in the UK. Cases seem to be rising a bit, so I don't think anything would be changing in the next couple of weeks. We talked about it. We've left it open. There's an opportunity that if there is something, we've said that there's some teams that could potentially get something going with what we consider 8 weeks notice. If government regulations changed, or if there was some sort of financial support that we could get from the government. There was something in the newspaper a week or so ago about this along the lines of the Eat Out to Help Out campaign. It was called the Seat Out to Help Out campaign. Whether that takes off, who knows? But if it did, I'd be one of the teams that would be willing to give it a go and try to get some sort of hockey in 2021. But a 10-team season starting in December is not happening.
So just touching on that potential start mid-season, that would be starting around late January, early February in an ideal world, I think going through to June.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of like a fluid idea of when it could start. Like I said, we had this idea that we need 8 weeks to get going. So if something came out from the government on December 15th, then we'd say, okay, well, we could start maybe February 15th. Think of it as like a two month period we need to get going, and I think there's some teams that won't be interested. There'll be some teams that are probably telling their fans today that we are not one of the teams that are going to try to get something going, which is fine. I think it's important, and it's us being honest with the fans, not just my fans, but the fan base of the EIHL, that a 10-team league is not happening.
So from a Devils point of view, I know you've already put out some literature in regards to the season tickets, but it will be something that the fans will be eager to hear a little bit more of. Can you just clarify the position for the Devils and the season tickets? Yeah,
so we put something out. We'll put something on the website if it's not already there by the time you're watching this. They basically have three options. So there's the option that you can roll over your season ticket money. If you've paid in full, or if you're paying by direct debit and you want to keep paying by direct debit, you can roll it over to the 2021-22 season, keep your seat, all that kind of stuff. If you're paying by direct debit and you want to suspend payments now, but whatever you've paid to date, you want that to go towards your season ticket for the following season, you have that as an option. Or if you want a refund, we'll refund your money. We're not leaning towards any of them for the fans. We understand different situations. Obviously, our preferred option is people commit to us for the 2021-22 season, but there'll be no penalties or anything if people have to cancel their ticket and need a refund. We're going to give people the option and hold their seat regardless. But as a club, we have nearly 1,600 season ticket holders, and we have no staff right now, so it's going to be a monumental task to be doing refunds and everything like that. So. And also, we're committed to Cardiff. We're committed to playing a season next season, and we hope the fans are too.
Just touch quickly on the CHL. Obviously, the Devils won't be able to field a team in that competition, but I assume that the CHL will be notified about this, and I assume relationships and communication are still ongoing for the next season.
Yeah, I mean, we've kept them informed of the situation all throughout the off season since lockdown. Regular communication with the CHL. I feel bad for those guys because they're dealing with, whatever it is, 10 different leagues and different situations in each country. I think the UK is probably the one league that, we'll be the first ones to suspend a season. I think everyone else has is still remaining hopeful that they might start in December or January, if they haven't started already. But yeah, we've kept them informed. I'm hoping that our league is in the CHL the following season, and I hope this. I mean, if the league is in the season, is in there for the following season, I assume that we would keep the spot. But that, I guess, is a league and a CHL decision. But being part of the CHL is a great honor, and it's been something great for the Devils, but also for the league. And I assume that they'll want the UK league still in the CHL going forward, whenever that might be.
We are sat here in Ice Arena Wales at the moment. This situation is affecting more than just the Devils. There's a lot of rink users who haven't been able to come back into the building yet. Is there any update about how close we are to Ice Arena Wales possibly reopening?
Yeah, so we actually, on Friday, the Friday that just passed, we got the word from the Welsh government that we can open our doors and welcome the public back in, as in skating users and ice hockey users, from October 3rd. I have to be very specific. Don't hear the words October 3rd thinking that the doors are open October 3rd. That's when we can open from. We've had the ice plant off for 6 months. Have no staff in since lockdown. It's a big task to get ready. It's a big task to get going again. We also, from the very start, there's a statement on our website right now, the Arena website, that says we'll open as long as it's financially viable under the current regulations. So, and we have to look quite carefully at that. This isn't a public rink run by City Council. This is run by owned by people that can't just throw money down the drain if it's not going to stand on its own 2 feet. So we have to really look at the finances of it. Obviously, if there was an ice hockey season for the Devils going forward, I think we'd be opening, for sure in October. I think this might be a bit of a setback. I got to be honest with you, and I know figure skating families and the junior hockey teams don't want to hear this, but it's a business, and like a lot of businesses throughout this pandemic, it's affecting everyone. So, a lot of the income for this arena is down to Devils fans eating and drinking on game night and spending their money here, and that's obviously not going to happen. So, we got to weigh it up. We got to see how what the finances add up to before we start making ice, and there's a huge cost before the first person steps on the ice. There's about a 4-week period to get the building up and running, making the ice, and bills start the moment we turn the plants back on. So we got to be careful.
Finally then, Todd, I know you're Mr. Positive, so I'm sure there'll be a bit of a rallying call for you to the Devils fans who will have to wait a long time before seeing their heroes back on the ice here. But what can those fans do to support the club in the interim, and just, I guess, a reassurance that sooner rather than later the Devils will be back and stronger than ever?
Yeah, no, I think, first of all, I think it's worth noting that, a few weeks ago we mentioned, and we tried to keep our fans pretty informed, and I think we've done a really good job of that throughout this off season. I wrote to the players and I said, I want you to look around. I want you to look for jobs. I didn't know anything different. I was, it was me and the owners thinking we should do the right thing here. The writing's on the wall that there might not be a season, and I'm glad. I'm very happy that the guys that got jobs did, and there were probably a couple that we haven't announced as signings that did get jobs as well. And I'm happy for them, and I'm happy they'll be playing hockey. So that was important for us to make sure that as many guys as possible got jobs. As far as being positive, I did an interview, and I'm sure someone will clip me being overly positive and compared to now, but the reality is, we just put a statement out on the weekend. We want Devils fans to stick with us. We are not. We're, when I say we, it's myself and the owners, and we've talked at great lengths. We're very disappointed. We're as disappointed as any fan that there'll be no, there'll be no 10-team season starting right now. But it's COVID, and we're all in a tough situation, and I think the big worry across all teams is what are our fans going to find to do on a Saturday night and a Sunday, Sunday night, Saturday night, whenever we play. And yeah, it's worrying. You think like, well, a year out from being a hockey fan, but the one thing I would say is like, Devils fans aren't just like normal fans, and I think it's in their blood, and I always talk about people are addicted to coming to games, and I'm less worried about that. I'm more concerned about, the safety of our fans, the safety of our staff, the safety of the players. COVID sucks. Like, it sucks, and it's crushing the economy, but there's people dying. There's people that are getting sick that are not recovering, and so we have to look at the big picture here. And if we miss a hockey season, we miss a hockey season, and we come back stronger than ever. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when we get back? Imagine us with a year to plan for what we're going to do at game nights. My God, I can't imagine the stuff we'll be doing in between periods. But yeah, like we'll come back stronger than ever, and if there's a message to the fans, like, stick with us. We're not going anywhere. We've got this beautiful facility. I know we're mincing words. We calling it Ice Arena Wales. Do we call it Viola Arena? Do we pronounce it wrong and call it Viola Arena? I don't even know if the signage will come down. So if you're driving by and we actually do open and you're looking for the place, it might still be called Viola Arena, not Ice Arena Wales. Obviously, there's a sponsorship there that it's changed. We just haven't changed the signage now. So whether it's Viola Arena, whether it's Ice Arena Wales, whether it's some other new arena by the time we open up again, what can the Devils fans do? If we're able to open in October, come skating, come support the rink. Come check us out. Give us a shot. When hockey comes back, whether that's in February, whether it's in March, whether it's not till the following August or September, vote with your feet, vote with your butts, sit down, buy a seat, keep your season ticket. I promise you we'll be back strong. The guys that have left, they all want to come back. I'm not saying they're all going to be back, but I'm hoping that whether it's February, whether it's September, we're all like, wow, I'm glad that's over, and I'm glad we can move forward and we can get back to cheering on the Devils and supporting our team. In the meantime, how can you support us? We're going to come up with different things throughout the season. We're going to talk about doing a virtual schedule where we have home and away games to see. We're gonna have merchandise launches. We're gonna have new stuff to buy. We're gonna have jerseys to buy. We have weekly raffles where we're trying to get some cool memorabilia for the players. That's really our income source for the next foreseeable future. And I hate to say it, we need your support. We need you to buy raffle tickets and jerseys. And I know some people will say, well, I can't afford that, and that's totally fine. And Don't put the Devils ahead of the priorities that you have in your life and your mortgage and your bills and taking care of your families. But if you can spare, a bit of money to buy raffle tickets and stuff, that would be much appreciated. It sucks. I can't stress this enough. This is the worst thing most of us running sports teams have to go through. And I hope I never have to refer back to like, the next time this happens and I can say, well, when I handled the pandemic back in 2020, I hope this is it. I hope this is the one and only pandemic we're faced with. But, the most important thing that I have to say to Devils fans is stay safe, look after yourselves, look after your family. Don't get on social media and complain and try to be a little nicer to other fan bases. And maybe some other fan base can be nicer to our fans. Just stop fighting on social media. That should be my message, regardless whether there's a pandemic or not. Be nice to each other. The Elite League fan base is something special, and I'm not just saying the Devils fans. I'm saying UK ice hockey fans are something special. And when you're in it, they maybe don't realize how special they are. I talk to teams in other leagues, and you look at the support. People are always blown away at the support that our teams get on social media and the engagement we have with our fan bases. And maybe it's because we're all we need ticket sales to survive, and some of these other leagues don't. And we don't have a bunch of money coming in from the government. And if we did, and we could play in front of 50 people, and the government was propping up our league, then we'd be doing that. But we're not in that situation, and we continue to talk with them and see what we can do. But they're not in a position to fund our league either, right? So. Stay positive, and when we do come back, just buy your tickets, support your teams, so whether it's the Devils, whether it's the other 9 teams in the league. I think it's important for fans to know that this is actually, the option of starting and having to shut down is far, far worse than not starting at all. And that's what fans have to understand. Like, your teams will survive if they take a year out. I don't know if teams would survive if we started now or started in December and had to shut down in February. I really don't. So it's, if you can take anything away, that like the guys in the back, in the back room, the EIHL board have worked really hard to have a season, and we've done everything we can, and we are at the mercy of government regulations, and that's it, So we'll see you when we see you, I guess.
We will. Thank you very much, Todd, for taking time to explain the situation. And hey, who knows what's around the corner, but let's hope that we're having another interview sooner rather than later and talking about much happier things. I'm sure it's just around the corner. But for now, thank you very much for joining us.